Hi, I'm Tommy, and today I'm going to be reviewing the freeze frame. It's a new product I just picked up at the Scrapbook Expo, and I can't wait to try it. Now, the freeze frame promises that to cut your time in putting layouts together in half by letting you assemble everything without gluing it down, and then you put the mesh frame over it, and it lets you glue everything in one fell swoop. So, I have got this layout down that I was dreading putting together because I knew it had about 50 letters and flowers and stamps and all kinds of other things. So I've got everything just exactly how I want it now, and I am going to try out the freeze frame. Nothing's glued down yet, so what I do here is I take the layout's already in the bottom half of the frame, of the freeze frame. It's all laid out the way I want it. Then I take this top half and I'm going to match up the corners, these two corners together, and then lay it down. Once I've got that matched up, then it says to apply gentle pressure so that all the little elements stick to that top portion of the mesh. Looks pretty good, like everything stayed in place except for these few little flowers. They kind of wiggled a little bit. Well, let's see what happens when I lift it up. Nice. So far, so good. I'm going to need two hands to do this. I used the freeze frame the first time to adhere this scallop frame at the bottom. Then you can see when I lifted it up, all of my elements are still in place there, so I can go through and apply my permanent adhesive to each individual piece, and they all stay in the same place instead of me having to pick up each little letter and glue it down. So here I'm going to go try and glue everything up. Alright, just about the only snag I've hit is these little paper flowers. The adhesive on the sticky mesh is too strong for these, and the glue dots are too strong, so it just tore those little paper flowers. So those ones are not working so well for this. Those ones I had to pull off the mesh as well. But other than that, it's working quite well. The other little problem that I had was that I love using this big two-way pen, but if you let the glue dry too long, it just becomes removable adhesive. And so by the time I got finished gluing all these little letters, these top letters, the glue was too dry, and so I had to let it sit for quite a while so that they wouldn't pull up again. Not quite a while, about 5 minutes. But as you can see, everything's positioned quite nicely still, and it definitely cut down on the time that it took. Well, here's my completed layout. And I have to say, it was definitely a lot faster using the freeze frame and not having to pick up all those individual little bits to glue them to the layout. I will definitely give this one a favorable review. It did have a few little issues with the most delicate elements, but overall it is definitely something I'm going to get a lot of use out of.